Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Between the Sticks. I'm Sahib. This right here is Nabil. Finals week 3, Nabil, is done and dusted, and we're waiting for the grand final this weekend.
Yes, the last Saturday in September, as we call it.
Sir.
Big day.
Yep.
Big couple of prelim finals.
Yeah, a couple of disappointing ones too.
Oh, yes, a couple of disappointing. Oh, one disappointing one for you.
One very disappointing one. But
Actually, another one disappointing because Geelong won as well. You've been talking about Geelong.
Right.
So.
They were both disappointing prelims for Sahib.
But it's always good. Always good.
Absolutely.
I love this time of the
The
year.
grand final is basically a couple of days away now. And two of the best teams from this year are finally having a dance-off in there.
Yes. Geelong and the Brisbane Lions on Saturday.
Yep.
So leading up to the grand final, I think you've got a little bit of a special announcement to make.
I do?
Yeah, you do. Or if you don't, I do.
Sure.
The grand final eve. We got the
yes.
You forgot already. What is it?
I didn't forget to be honest. I don't know where you're going with the announcement that needs to be
losing our
made.
chemistry already.
Nah. Fair enough. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Grand final eve. We will be out at the grand final celebrations in the city, right?
Yes. Out in the precinct. So.
Yep.
We'll be doing some interviews, some vlogging, bit of everything really.
Yeah, just
plenty
kind
of
of
chaos.
capturing, the day and the weekend that's it's leading up to, and just kind of getting a bit of footage on what the grand final madness in Victoria is like, or in Melbourne's like, leading up to the big day.
Yeah, we will be. So something to watch out for.
Absolutely.
If you see us, don't be afraid, don't be shy, say hello.
Absolutely.
We'll
be actually dropping where we're going to be location-wise on Instagram. So keep an eye out for that. And hopefully this episode will inform you of that before Friday.
Yes. I'm sure we'll clip it and post it up and they can see it on the socials.
Absolutely. As always, a big shout out and a big thank you to everybody for tuning in, for sharing, liking, subscribing, commenting, talking shit. Our TikTok comment section becomes a madness sometimes when we say some controversial shit.
Especially the St Kilda supporters, they weren't too happy with us a few weeks back.
Geelong, Brisbane. The Brisbane supporters having a go on the weekend as well.
They loved it. So very, very happy, the Lions fans.
Absolutely. And speaking of the Lions fans.
Yes, I know you got plenty to say on Collingwood, so take us away.
I don't know if this is a disappointing year or it's been a great year or it's been a pass mark year for me in terms of Collingwood and their performance. Prelim was a disaster.
Yes.
That's the only way I could describe it from my point of view. I went to the game.
Yes.
I actually don't know if it was worth going to the game now that I think about it.
Wow.
Collingwood just showed up for a quarter out of the 4.
We'll certainly talk about it, but we want to sort of talk about Collingwood's season as a whole. You mentioned you're not sure if it was a pass mark, if it was probably didn't exceed expectations. But do you think are you sort of satisfied? Too old, too slow at the start of the season. Now you finished in a prelim.
I just feel like it was a season wasted, to be completely honest with you.
Okay.
Simply because, like you said, too old, too slow. They can't go. They can't keep up. All that kind of rubbish at the beginning of the year. But we proved everybody wrong for the vast majority of it anyway.
You're the best team for
almost
first 18 rounds or whatever it was.
Yeah, exactly. So we did pretty well. I could not tell you what happened between round whatever 16 or 17, whenever we played Gold Coast was, and last week. But I think we've had maybe one good game in that 2-month period almost, which was the Adelaide qualifying final. Which in hindsight, I actually think Adelaide were just horrible. It wasn't Collingwood that played well, considering how Adelaide went the week after as well. But in terms of the season, I think it was a wasted season to put it in one sentence.
That hurts.
Well, you can't spend almost 75% of the season at the top of the ladder and then buckle a month out and then even buckle even more in the finals. So the Adelaide win was great, but
can Collingwood, would you think it's next year's a bit of a rebuild year, or are they going to top up and go again? Would you want them to top up and go again, sacrifice more draft picks, go one more, go all in again, or do you think
the top up and keep going means what? We're going to bring on more 30-plus players.
I don't know.
Which they're struggling to keep some of them at the club at the moment.
Elliot and Myercheck.
Yep. Tom Mitchell's on the brink of either not getting another contract or or getting one more year, and he hasn't been playing. Yeah. Even though he's come back from injury. Mason Cox is another one.
Yeah, out of contract.
Exactly, out of contract. So do we re-sign these guys, bring in more experienced guys in and think, hey, we'll make it. And from my point of view, I actually think the season wore these older guys out.
Yeah,
I don't think their bodies were able to actually hold on.
Just on that, there was an article in the Mongrel Punt. If anyone doesn't know, Mongrel Punt, they do sort of football content. They do really, really good articles. Highly recommend you check them out.
Yeah.
And it spoke pretty much what you said. And the article was written at the start of the year, and it did say, it was a great article. It was written at the start of the year, and it just said, towards the end of the season, these guys, Pendlebury, Myercheck, Elliott not so much, but the older players, they're going to tailor off towards the end of the season. They're going to struggle to finish the season off.
I agree.
They were proven right.
I agree, because Sidebottom got taken to the cleaners by McCluggage on the weekend. Myercheck was supposedly playing with an injury. I don't know why he played if he was injured or he was carrying an injury. Scott Pendlebury, which I think was the big one from this week. Tough. So the story goes that he had an adductor issue after the Melbourne game. He obviously had 2 weeks until the qualifying final, got through the qualifying final, and then everything was kind of pretty much ready and ripe and good to go. Pulled the calf about 2 minutes into the prelim.
He's seen talking to the doctors in the pre-game as well.
So this was Nathan Buckley on SEN. Revealed that he actually spoke to Scott Pendlebury, I think Monday night or Tuesday night, whenever it was. Sunday night. A day after the prelim, basically, he ran into him and he had a chat to him, and he basically just said to him, everything was good to go. I was cleared for everything. The adductor issue was no longer an issue because it was a month since the Melbourne game. And he's like, 2 minutes into the game, he's like, I just went to run, felt a pop in my calf or felt some sort of tightness in my calf, came off and didn't think it was a good idea to come back on. So just made the decision. So, yeah, exactly what you said. Just their bodies can't survive, I don't think. Mason Cox got brought in for McStay. Who'd been struggling.
And McStay's a player I wanted to ask you about. He came on a big contract. Came on a long-term contract. He's been dropped a couple of times. What are your thoughts on how he's going and what it looks like? I mean, he was injured 1 year, and then this year's been.
I mean, he was injured for
a whole year.
A very big portion of this year, or like a significant part of this. I actually thought he would not so much be the answers, but be part of the solution to our key forward problems when he came over.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And in 23, I think he did okay. Like, besides the injury that he copped early in the year, and then obviously in the prelim, he basically copped. I thought like, this is him and Myercheck can probably carry this forward line for a couple of years before we actually have to look into bringing in somebody either already established or help develop a newer kid. It's been disappointing, I'll be honest with you. I think he's probably strung together no more than like 6-7 good games. And that was all the way back in 23. He was injured for most of last year.
They moved him into the back line to help him fill
They tried, it didn't work. So I think for a player that's on as much money as he's in, as he's on, and for a player that's probably garnered so much attraction as, hey, he can help Collingwood's forward line, I think it's been very disappointing.
And now we talked about McStay. I'm going to throw 2 quick fire questions at you. They're stay or go questions. We've done them before. First one, Myercheck, stay or go?
Stay.
Stay. So give him another contract. 1 year, 2 years.
2 years.
2 years. The next one, Jamie Elliott, stay or go?
They'd be dumb to let him go. Stay.
2 years, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. 2 years.
I don't think they should give both those players more than 2 years, to be honest.
2 years, and Elliott give big money to keep him? Or you sort of draw a line in the sand and sort of say, this is the max we're going to give you. This is our walk-away price.
Well,
you're the list manager.
How many 30-year-olds do you have, and how many of them are you going to? So I found out Jeremy Howe is on like 300K a year or 350 a year, right? And Elliott's been offered 500. I would say, hey, listen, 500 is what we're willing to offer. Maybe 550 is the most we can go, or 6 is the most we can go.
Incentives.
Yeah, exactly. Or like even a trigger for a third year, whatever it is, right? Something like that, and then keep him moving. Okay. I don't think he would be, at this age, no more worth than 600K.
I don't know if he's going to play a better season than he had this year.
Well, I think this is his best season.
Yeah, and I think it will be his best season for his career.
He's going to win the goal kicking at the club. He's probably going to come in the top 3 of the best and fairest. The only other player I can think that's done better than him is Nick Dacos and maybe Josh. I think those will be the top 3 in the best and fairest. Very unlucky to not be an All-Australian player. So I don't, with age, I don't think he's going to get any. If he has another 60-goal season next year, I'll be very, very surprised. I can say that much.
So
speaking of player lists, just quickly, Collingwood delisted 4 youngsters today.
Yes, I saw that.
We're keeping all the 30-plussers. We're delisting youngsters. I don't know how that works.
So
Charlie Dean, Finn McRae, and Ash Johnson who's maybe not so much young, but
he was always he was probably on the way
out. And premiership player Oleg Markov.
Yeah, I saw that.
So he was originally delisted last year and brought back on as a rookie, but he's actually been delisted this year. So third time unlucky for him.
Maybe
Gold Coast,
he'll
Richmond.
get another go elsewhere.
I mean,
I can see that happening.
If there's a team that needs a
West
pretty
Coast,
good runner-off halfback,
West Coast, North Melbourne, I can see.
Absolutely. So that's kind of the Collingwood landscape.
Yes.
At the end of the season for them, and after the third week of finals, which is prelim, you said you wanted to finish off the sequel, prequel, whatever it was,
3-part series, which we didn't plan it to be, but it sort of worked out to be. So first week talk about the first rebuild, now let's talk about the second rebuild. This week we'll sort of talk about the now and the future. So obviously what happened this year happened. Disaster, to say the least. This was supposed to be the year. I thought last year would be the year. And the year before was the year. So now we're getting to this critical point where you've got this core. Cripps, Walsh, Wiedering, Mackay and Kerno.
Yep.
This core group at their peak, they've probably got another 2-3 seasons to go.
Do you think so?
Maybe a bit longer. Cripps is... Now, the good news, there's some good news amongst this.
Yep.
So there's not many players over 30. And now a lot of players are playing till they're 35, 36. 10 years ago, 31, 32, you're done.
Yep.
So players are playing for longer. So I guess to your point, it's not so bad that... I mean, the only player on that, amongst the 5 that I mentioned that is even 30, is Cripps. So the others still got a bit of life in them.
Apparently he's still playing well according to the umpires.
Yeah, still playing well. So you've got that core.
Yep.
The only players over 30, Newman. McGovern is likely to be gone. He hasn't been offered another contract. So I think McGovern will be on the way out.
Yep.
And George Hewitt, who's 29, will be 30 next year, if I'm correct. And he's probably going to win our best and fairest. He was
probably
our
best player,
I think he polled the best in the Brownlow this season as well. So the core for the group is still there. Chera's there. I don't know how good Chera's going to get, but there is some stars. Sard's another one. We don't know if we're going to see improvement out of him, but he's still quite a good footballer.
Yep.
And then,
question for you to cut you off.
Tell me.
Do you think this core group that you're talking about right now can take you guys to the promised land?
I thought I did think so 2 seasons ago. Now I think it's going to be the players around them. So
basically the link between these guys and what's yet to come in the future.
Exactly. Okay. So now Jagger Smith didn't play all year. Pick 3 rated very highly compared to Zach Butters. ACL in pre-season.
Yep.
So he comes in straight away. The kids, we had seven debutants this year, I think, according to my notes, I think something like 7 debutants. So there's a lot of them that did play this year. Players like Matt Carroll, Flynn Young, I've talked a lot about them. They'll get better after another season. We keep hoping Jesse Motlop explodes. We keep hoping he hasn't.
A new deal for
2 years. Ashton Moyer seems on the verge of becoming a decent footballer or a really good footballer. Can Mackay get back to his best? And then the big question, Charlie Kerno, does he stay or go? We've talked about him for...
King Charles. What do you think is going to happen with him, actually? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, look, I think if Carlton get a really good offer, he will go. Now, it sounds cliche, but
what's a really good offer?
So if he's going to Geelong, it's got to be someone equivalent to Max Holmes, which won't happen. We're not getting Max Holmes.
You guys I'd say they would give you a bunch of draft picks.
Yeah, so we don't want draft picks.
For some reason, Geelong can drag in the biggest players and pay nothing in return for it.
And that's a problem. So we don't want that. If he goes to Sydney, we're going to ask for Goulden, and Sydney's going to tell us to get lost. And if he goes to the Gold Coast, we're going to ask for Ben King or Jed Walter, and Gold Coast have already said...
probably not. Jed Walter probably.
Yeah, Gold Coast did say forget it, but maybe they're just driving up a bargain.
What if Collingwood recently or last week we found out that they're making a massive play for him? We all had a laugh when we saw this.
We did.
What do you think you could get in return if he was to go to Collingwood?
Look...
Besides your dignity and your reputation.
I said to you guys in the group chat is that we will only take Nick Dacos or Josh Dacos.
Which we
all 3 of us laughed because that's not going to happen. So I don't know, maybe
a couple of future
Isaac Quainer and 2 or 3 other. But even then, there's no one else from Collingwood I want, to be honest. Respectfully, there's no one else. So
crazy.
I don't see a trade for Charlie Kerno happening. And so...
What about a bunch of draft picks?
No, because we're contending now.
Well, no, you're saying no, but I'm saying, what if the club decides that's what we want to do?
I don't think that unless you get us a top 3 pick, top 5 pick.
I don't think it'll be a top 3 pick.
Then
It might be the next 5 years worth of our first round
not
picks,
happening.
knowing the way Collingwood trade, but
no, not happening.
so he's not coming to Collingwood.
He's not coming.
It's your decision.
He's not coming. He can't. I can't see a trade happening. The last thing I really want to say is the question of how well we go next year is how do we fill the holes left by Silvani and TDK? Silvani, I don't think is a big loss. We're going to get Buku Kamas.
Yep.
From the Bulldogs, who's requested a trade. Silvani plays 6 good games a year. Probably the first 6. He's only played 6. Bit harsh.
Just say this is your petty, the petty side of you, this the hating side of you.
And TDK was.
Are you glad you lost TDK?
No, I'm glad we didn't pay too much for him. I'm glad we didn't pay 1.8 million. I'm glad we didn't pay 1.8 million.
How much was Carlton offering at the time?
About 800 to 800, 900
to a mil.
About 900. Say at the best 900.
Do you want me to be honest with you? I don't think he's worth even that much
at
the moment.
And
anyway,
you freed up almost $1 million in your salary cap. Maybe nearly 2 million with the two of them going. So fair enough. Anyways, we've got to keep it moving. So I'm done with Carlton. I've been done for weeks.
But we need to give him an honourable mention every week.
Yeah, so we are talking about him.
Fair enough. You know what time it is, Nabil?
Yes, I do. My favourite segment. Do you know how much joy this gives me compared to the Carlton segment?
I said this last week. I said I hope Carlton one day give you as much joy as this. Talking about Carlton gives you as much joy.
The energy in the Carlton segment is like, I just want. Nah, I'm kidding. I love Carlton. Yes,
they're rubbish. They've been giving mental health issues his whole life. Okay, there's nothing to like about Carlton. Let's be honest. Top team, flop team of the week.
Yes. Hey, kickstart us off.
My top team of the week is actually Brisbane Lions. To be honest.
Yes.
We'll definitely have a chat or an in-depth chat about the prelims a little later on.
Yeah.
But the way they showed up, the way they played, the hunger, the pressure, everything that they did in that game, which was everything that Collingwood didn't do.
Yeah.
That makes them my top team of the week. And yours?
Yeah, my top team of the week is Geelong.
Yes.
I thought they were really, really good on Friday night.
Yep.
It's almost like every time Hawthorn threaded, Geelong just went next year. So they just look so good. They look good on the outside. Bailey Smith had 600 plus meters gained.
Yep.
Max Holmes.
All their smalls.
Yeah, they just dominated.
Or midfielders, should I
say. They just, whatever Hawthorn threw at them, they just went whack and they just punched them back.
And low key, and I know by default our flop teams of the week are going to be the teams that lost.
Yeah.
But Hawthorn actually didn't play badly.
No, they didn't.
I think they actually played pretty well.
But just like you said, every time Hawthorn threw something at Geelong just said, yeah, don't worry about this. We got.
And they lost Tom Stewart early in the game too. That's their not their captain, their vice captain, one of them probably
and
arguably their most
defender.
important player. Yeah. So Geelong were very, very good.
And your flop team of the week?
Yes, my flop team of the week is Hawthorn. Now, you said the furthest they could go is the prelim last week, and you were spot on with that. So credit to you there.
You've been hating on Hawthorn all year.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep bringing this up because it's hilarious.
I have. But
we're not actually hating on them this week.
No, they played in a prelim, and they were good.
And we only had 4 teams to pick top flop teams from. So
what are we gonna
by
do?
default,
what are we going to do next week? It's going to be one team for a flop team.
We're just going to just dissect the grand final. Whoever plays, we'll have a couple of flop players and flop players and flop players.
So that's a good idea.
Yeah, my flop team of the week, unfortunately, is Collingwood. I've said this one too many times this year, and I'm not happy about that. But yeah, they played like rubbish. Like they did the last how many weeks that I said they were a flop team. Just disappointing to be complete. Genuinely, I've never been so silenced and so shook by the way Collingwood played like I was on the weekend. Unfortunately, I don't know what it was from the beginning of that game. I don't know if it was the way Brisbane came out of the blocks. I just looked at that. I said, what's going on?
There wasn't many moments where you were like, there was that middle when you kick six in a row. You're like,
even that, it was like, I almost feel like Brisbane kind of just switched off for a second. It wasn't even that Collingwood playing well.
Okay.
I think it felt like Brisbane just switched off because the same energy they had in the first quarter, they replicated in the third and fourth.
Yep.
I feel like they just had a bit of like a doze off in the second quarter, which is what caused that pile on that we went on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm usually the first person to hate on umpires, and I'm going to do plenty of that later. But I genuinely think low-key, the umpires weren't that great at their jobs.
Oh, no.
When it came to that second quarter of Collingwood, the only highlight from this weekend for Collingwood was Jamie Elliott's screamer in the goal.
Oh, how good was that? How good
was the only time. You know what? That was the only time I actually.
That's going to be an icon.
Game.
Oh wow!
I can almost say.
Oh wow!
All the other goals, I was like, yeah, we have work to do. There's nothing to be happy about right now. You guys are still down 3 goals. You're still down 4. But yeah, that's why they're my flop team of the week, which we will dissect in a second. We called the top teams and flop teams of the week.
Yes.
Now we're going to dissect the prelim finals that happened, and the first one of them, Geelong versus Hawthorn.
Yeah, so I've got here in your words, danger, danger, danger. So
the only name that is relevant this weekend.
As Gary Lyon said, he put his Superman cape on and went to work. And how good was he?
Too many times
how good was he? 35 years old, and this man just shows up in a big game and just takes Geelong to the promised land.
Not only that, I think the funniest thing about this all was Sam Mitchell's comments at the presser after the game, when he said, I just can't wait for Dangerfield to retire. And I think either someone in the crowd of media or someone in the comments on social media, something said, yeah, this is exactly how we felt when you were playing him. But yeah, Patrick Dangerfield turned into prime Patrick Dangerfield on, what was it, Friday night last week?
He was so good.
And I think he probably played a better game than the whole of Hawthorn's midfield combined.
He just, every time he went near the ball, he won it. And just drove Geelong forward.
30 plus, 3 goals.
Yeah.
His stats.
Day out.
13 clearances.
I don't even know if his stats do it justice,
not
man.
Even 13, 8 clearances. Sorry, 13 score involvements.
Yeah.
He was everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere you wanted to see the ball, Dangerfield was there. And he single-handedly, I don't think he single-handedly dragged Geelong over the line, but he put on a performance that there was no way Geelong were going to lose from that.
It's a performance that was used.
Captain's performance, mind you.
It was. And it's a performance that will be spoken about in generations to come.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Dangerfield in the prelim against
The way they
Hawthorn.
talk about that Mason Cox prelim is the way they're going to talk about 100%. This. And even more so this because the captain of the team, he's one game away from being a premiership captain.
He's going to go down as an AFL legend.
Oh, he is.
He's an
Hall of
absolute
Famer.
star. Yeah.
Yet to be Hall of Famer.
And if he's a premiership captain too, throw in a Norm Smith, maybe it's a bit like,
I don't know about Norm Smith, but yeah, maybe. But one of the biggest talking points that came from that game, that wasn't so much a part of how the game ended, but or how the game ended up, resulted, but that took place, an incident that took place was the Marbio Chol tackle on Tom Stewart.
Yeah, so it looked like a stock standard tackle.
It was a stock standard tackle.
And he was given 3 weeks. Now, just prior to the recording of this episode, it was announced he was free to go.
Marbio Chol?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, overturned that one. I don't know if that's a Greg Swan thing.
Do you think he deserved to be suspended?
Absolutely not.
Do you think what he did was intentionally
Absolutely not. They've gone too far with this concussion thing, respectfully.
Do you think it's just a part of the game?
It's part of the game. You sign up to play you sign up to play a tough sport. Contact sport. Yeah, mate. That's what happens.
Because a very similar incident happened earlier in the year when Paul Curtis tackled.
He shouldn't have been suspended for that either.
He got suspended for 3 weeks.
Shouldn't have been suspended. They got that one wrong.
Because realistically, Marbio Chol on the weekend, once he put his arms around Stewart, and Stewart was already going to gravity. We can't do anything about that shit. Just logically putting it out there.
Yeah.
What was he supposed to do? Let go of Stewart?
Absolutely nothing.
Hold himself back with not inability
I'm telling you,
to
if he lets him go and Stewart gets a handball out and Geelong's run a chain, Charles getting dragged off.
Well, that, or if he doesn't let him go, if he lets him go and Stewart just falls anyway and smacks his head on the ground.
You can't,
who are you going to blame for that shit? So, yeah, I don't think them handing down a 3-week suspension to begin with. It was almost like a guilty until proven innocent situation. They handed down that 3 weeks quicker than anybody could even
look. Maybe this is my suspicion.
What?
Greg Swan comes in, and he said, new AFL operations manager. They're just like, we don't want to see players get suspended for this.
Or we don't want to see the shit that's been happening for the last
maybe.
It could be.
But
I didn't even know that they'd overturned that until you just mentioned it, to be honest.
5 minutes before the episode started.
Okay,
found that out.
Enough. But yeah, that was a big talking point. Now, we've talked about the Marbio Chol side of it.
Yes.
What are the repercussions for Geelong going into this grand final without Tom Stewart?
That's a great question. They're going to struggle because he's their conductor. He doesn't just take the opposition's best forward.
Yeah.
He's the guy in the back line who tells players like Guthrie and their other defenders like
Henry
and all of those, Sullivan,
Yep.
And whatever their fullback, what's his name? Anyways,
Yep.
just tells them where to go. So that's where they lose him. They lose, and he's also a great intercept mark.
He's a loose guy.
He's in crucial spaces, so they're gonna miss him.
They're gonna miss him.
They're gonna miss him badly.
Do you think it's gonna affect them against not only Brisbane? So I don't think Brisbane necessarily have big forwards that they're gonna play against, and we'll talk about this a little
No, even against players like Rayner and Smith.
That's what I was about to say.
Absolutely, because of the role he plays.
Yep.
Those gaps that those players run into.
Yep.
Stuart feels, or he tells someone to fill him. So, yeah, big loss.
That should be.
It could tip it almost in Brisbane's favour, but we'll talk about that.
Absolutely, a little later on. We'll review the grand final.
And the crowd, 99,000, huge crowd.
I think the biggest since 1970 something, outside of a grand final.
And they talk about this. There's a common theme that prelims are better than grand finals in terms of atmosphere because you get more fans and less corporates at prelims.
I agree.
I went on
Saturday to the Collingwood Brisbane game, and granted, it was a non-Victorian team versus the biggest team in Victoria, but it was a packed house. I'd never seen level 4 that packed in my life.
Yeah.
Like every single seat, all the way to the Seagulls, it was packed.
Yeah, wow.
Every single level was packed, and people were like they're in numbers, and it wasn't even like there was families.
There's no
there.
spare seats.
Absolutely
in the rows.
Don't worry about, the standing area.
Yeah.
That was packed.
Wow.
Like, to the point where people were just. You know how you can walk around the bottom level of the MCG?
Yeah.
Like, people were just standing around there. That's
Just
how packed
watching.
it was. Just watching.
Yeah, wow.
So, in what you said about the prelims being greater, I think it's the last proper game of the year where people can attend before, like you said, it gets taken over by
that's almost
corporate.
That itself is something that we can talk about in a separate episode.
99,000 people on a regular Friday night. Well, it's a regular Friday night.
It is a regular Friday
night. At the world, in the footy world, it's not. But it was matched equally the next day, which we're going to mention a little later on. 96,000 on the Saturday. So in the
with
2
an
days,
away team too.
In the 2 days, almost 190,000 people in the 2 days.
Victorians just love their footy.
And mind you, the Geelong Hawthorn game, I understood there's 2 massive Victorian teams. The other game was Collingwood Brisbane, which was a non-Victorian team, and they still packed the MCG.
And there was a fair few Brisbane supporters too. They showed up. Yeah,
there absolutely was. They did show up, and the crowd was massive. I'd say, what's next for Hawthorn?
That's a really, really good question.
What is next for Hawthorn?
They're going to get better. I think they'll get. I know. Zach Merritt, new Essendon president Andrew Welsh came out today and said he's not going. So if Merritt doesn't go, they'll get Petrarca because Melbourne is open. So
I think Merritt's going.
Okay. So I think if they'll get another midfielder, Merritt or Petrarca. I think that helps them enormously.
Petrarca will help them as much as Merritt
another
would.
Star midfield. Really?
Well, I look at Petrarca as he's very similar to the players they already have in their team.
He's explosive mid, comes out of the middle and bursts forward.
He does,
he's just
but
not a
I
great
feel like
kick.
Newcomb's a lot like that.
Yeah,
I feel like Connor Nash is a bit like that. If they keep Warple, you're basically replacing him with just maybe a bit of a bigger body and a bit of taller player. I don't know how much of a difference that makes. So I don't actually think Petrarca.
You don't rate Petrarca?
I rate Petrarca as a player. I don't know if he'll help Hawthorn. That's what I don't rate. Zach Merritt, on the other hand, I think they miss or they need that pinpoint kicking midfielder, that in and under, like get the ball and he'll hit. Might be a troll, whichever Gunston lays out.
I rate Zach Merritt very highly.
So I actually don't think getting Petrarca will be as worth their time and their effort as it would be getting Zach Merritt.
I think that's almost the only thing Hawthorn's missing. I think their backline is secure with Barras, Battle, and Sisley.
Yep.
Impey and Amon.
Yep.
Their midfield seems to be quite good.
Yep.
Will Day comes back and plays a good season. He could be anything.
Hopefully he holds his spot. Keeps himself on the park.
Free. Same with Mitch Lewis up forward.
Yep.
And then they've got the right small. They got 2 smalls or 3 gun smalls and more.
Right, that goal that what's his name kicked on the weekend, Nick
Watson,
on his left foot on the boundary.
They're not missing too much. So Hawthorn, I can probably see them come back and play in a prelim next year as well.
Funny thing about Zach Merritt, last night at the Brownlow, he actually said, "We'll figure out a way where my management team find a way for me to move."
Okay, but he also said he was open to the idea of staying, though.
Well, if I was him, I would obviously say that, but I wouldn't want to stay at Essendon. Let's be honest.
I think he's. I don't know. Essendon said Essendon say he's going to stay. My view, I agree with you. My personal view,
I don't think he's going to stay.
He's going to go. He's been wanting to go for years.
Funny thing, and this is very off topic about this.
Just gone all over the place, but that's all right.
4 or 5 captains this year have requested a trade.
Yeah.
Oscar Allen, Jai Simpkin, Jack Steele, I've heard recently.
Yes. The rumours are heating
Zach
up.
Merritt, and I forgot the 5th person. I don't remember who it was. What's going on with the clubs? Need to reconsider who they make captain nowadays.
I have no idea.
Why are players wanting to leave after they've been given
Doesn't matter anymore. You captain of this football club. It's such a high honour. You're saying
maybe it doesn't matter for some people or for some clubs. I couldn't tell you, but yeah, just very interesting point. I found heard about this recently, where 5 different players or captains have asked to be traded or are exploring.
That is really interesting. Crazy. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I got nothing.
Conversation for another time. Alrighty, the other prelim that took place, which was a very disappointing one, was the Collingwood Brisbane one, Bill.
Yes, so Saturday afternoon twilight. We mentioned Scotty Pendlebury's injury. It was almost a sign of things to come.
It almost felt like our team went off the field.
It almost felt.
Basically, the conductor was what was gone, and that breakdown between defense and midfield was gone because Scott Pendlebury wasn't there for that.
I mean, it's not ideal. Collingwood would rely on Scotty Pendlebury to be the conductor at his age. And
I don't know if it was Kane Corns or David King or someone said it during the week after the prelim happened. They said they need to stop allowing Pendlebury to be that guy at training and preseason, all that kind. They need to find somebody else to develop to actually start playing that role that he plays, or playing that kind of organizer, conductor, on-field coach role that he plays, and let him just play the game rather than give him the responsibility of that, because giving him that responsibility basically doesn't allow the team to be able to function without him.
Facts.
At 37, you need to function without Scott Pendlebury. So yeah. That was horrible. I see here that you told me you wanted to have a chat about what went wrong.
Why did Collingwood lose? That's the question.
That's your question. Yeah. That's a great question. There was no connection between our midfield and our forward.
Yeah. And you've been consistent with that since you started losing, since the Freo game from memory. You've been saying the same. Yeah. You've been consistent with that theme. So explain.
What do you guys not see that I see, bro? Please enlighten me. I said this weeks ago. What the hell do you guys not see that I see that they're not changing? Like, I want to know. Like, what do you guys see that or don't see that we see? Like, how is the ball getting bombed into our forward line or up the field from our defense every single week?
Yeah.
And the result is the same. The other team's just intercepting it, turning it over, killing, whatever it is, sending it back, and we're playing the same bullshit every
What
week.
is the problem? Is it kicking inside 50? Is it players not leading up? Is it your forwards?
Well, I think we have a dysfunctional forward line to begin with. Mychek was injured. I'll almost say Elliott was the only actual forward we had on the weekend.
Yeah, and he kicked 4 goals.
Yeah, he kicked 4 goals. And Membry, but Membry's not a key forward. Like,
no,
he's not your Charlie.
He's a third forward.
He's not your Charlie Kerner. He's not your Jeremy Cameron. He's not these guys. So I can't expect or rely on Membry to play the role that Mychek's supposed to play, McStay's supposed to play, and that's what the breakdown was. The forward line's not. Bobby Hill's speed and pressure's not there.
No.
Bo McQuarrie is. I almost feel like he's getting he's overworked and getting exhausted. He's in the midfield.
He's your connection piece.
He's exactly. Lockie Schultz. He tries, he does his best, but it's very inconsistent. Like, 1 week you'll get great, or one
and then
a half quarters you
struggle a little bit,
and then he struggles. So last year I said, new to the club, all that kind of shit. You should get over that. This year, I mean, not get over that. I'm saying he'd be over that by now.
Yeah.
This year, I just don't know what's going on. So that was a dysfunctional forward line and a breakdown between defense and midfield.
Attack, yeah.
And I physically watched Harris Andrews have a picnic out with the balls that we were kicking to him in the third quarter there.
Speaking of Harris Andrews, I saw a Facebook comment or it's an Instagram comment that says this guy saves as many goals as forwards kick goals, and he doesn't get the credit for it.
110 million% agree.
Forwards would kick, 6 or 7 and have a day out.
And he probably saves that many. Yeah. I agree. Because not only does he read the ball so well in the air, he is able to almost conduct his team and his defense in a way where if the ball is kicked into any vicinity he's in, he's either spoiling it into Rosie or he's marking it and turning
he
it over, and his runners will take that ball and do whatever they please with it. So I agree. He's probably the most important player at Brisbane, maybe, and this is Neil a couple of years ago, not even now, probably outside of Neil and McCluggage or whoever whichever one of those top midfielders in the Brisbane.
And he's going to be very important to stop Jeremy Cameron on the weekend.
Very important to do a lot of things on the weekend. One thing that you did want to mention, I wanted to mention as well, Brisbane's midfielders.
Yeah, so
the smalls.
These one of the smartest men in football, not our brother Wads. He's Hoyne on SEN, champion data guy.
Yep.
Alongside our brother Wads, by the way. He came out with a stat and he said, where is it? I thought I had it here, but I don't. But essentially, it was Brisbane's stoppage game is so dominant. Against Gold Coast, they destroyed the Gold Coast defensively. Against Collingwood, it was offensively. When Dunkley, McCluggage, Ashcroft, as soon as they had the ball, they surged forward. And I can see some stats here. Ashcroft had 20 and 2, McCluggage 37 and a goal.
With 10 clearances.
10 clearances, yeah. So their stoppage game, unbelievable. And I think that's where the game was won and lost.
And that's why I say Collingwood's midfield was not... Degoe was nowhere to be found. Nick Dacos,
he tried his
had
guts
patches.
Out, bro.
He's probably
tried his guts
outside of Elliott, and maybe I'd give Membry a bit of credit. He was probably the only one in that... outside of the forward half that actually tried for Collingwood.
He gave it everything.
But again, one player can't do anything against 22 other guys. Brisbane midfield, Dunkley had 20 and kicked 1. That's the biggest threat I think Brisbane have, is their midfielders can kick goals. Yeah. Because their forwards, Logan Morris kicked 1, Charlie Cameron kicked 1, Archie from memory didn't kick 1.
Ty Gallup, debutant.
Ty Gallup.
Yeah,
we were talking.
Not debutant. For 5 games, fifth game. Yeah, 3 goals.
3 goals. Yeah,
but again, he's not a player you'd expect to kick goals.
Yeah, but that's the most thing about Brisbane's forward line is it's so dynamic and so multifaceted that they can probably do anything with it.
I'm so impressed by Brisbane. They lost Joe Danaher, one of the gunful forward, one of their best players last year. Won them two finals last year off his own boot.
Literally the reason why they won that premiership.
Pretty much. He won the game against the Giants and won the game against Geelong.
Yep.
He leaves and they've been able to come back and play in another grand final.
Well, Logan Morris, surprise.
How good was he?
Literally, Logan Morris is... I wouldn't say he replaced Danaher, but he's done a pretty good job at trying to keep that forward line together. But like you said, Ty Gallup, a couple of those boys that have come in, the young guns, they've actually done a great job. And
one other thing I want to talk to you about in regards to this game. It's been massive talking point all week.
The one headline.
Membry kicks it to Elliott. The spoils. Is it a free kick? Does that cost Collingwood the game?
No, it doesn't cost Collingwood the game. To answer your question, is it a free kick? Yes. Have I been saying the umpires have been doing a shit job all year? Yes. Did they do a shit job this weekend? Yes. Not just the Collingwood game, both games. Rubbish. That was a free kick. But you know what I'm pissed off at? I'm not even pissed off at the umpires not paying it.
I think I know. I'm going to say something and you tell me if I'm right.
Go on.
Membry should have went back and kicked it. I share the same view.
I don't care that Elliott... I do care that Elliott didn't get that free kick. But to me, it's not as significant as a senior player who's been brought in to function in our team.
100% I agree.
Being able to sit back as a forward, your job is to kick goals.
100%.
Take the responsibility, take that pressure.
100%.
Take the set shot. Even if you miss, at least you've taken the responsibility.
Word for word what I was going to say. Word for word.
So, was it a free kick? Absolutely, it was a free kick. Should Tim Membry have kicked that ball to Elliott?
No.
Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not.
And we'll leave that Collingwood Brisbane prelim that. And moving on.
Yes, the Brownlow Medal, night of nights last night.
Shocking. Very, very, very shocking by the umpires.
Again. Some very, very questionable decisions. But that's the Brownlow every year. And every year we'll talk about games where players should have got votes and players that shouldn't have got votes.
It's been getting worse every year.
The obvious one that everyone and even the people at the Brownlow laughed about, Nasiah not getting 3.
The people that got the Brownlow votes laughed about it, and the people that didn't get laughed about it too, bro. The Melbourne table was like, what the hell's going on? The St Kilda table even just as confused them. So, Nasiah, that 4-game, 30-something disposal game.
Won the game with his
where
own
he basically won the game. He got 2 Brownlow votes for that.
Unbelievable.
And Viner, who had 23 disposals and a goal, that he got the 3 votes.
I don't know. But
umpires, get shit together, bro.
That happens. I'm defending the umpires on this one. Every
I'm not defending
year.
them for shit.
I
think they should be stripped of giving the Brownlow votes.
Chill.
I have some
But
stats from Matt Rowell to read out for you.
Don't worry about the stats. Every year, we see it on all of social media. It's on Talkback. This player should have got votes. This player should have got votes. This player should have got votes. You know what? Gary Lyons said it today. Gary and Tim on SEN. Tuesday mornings, one of my favorite shows on SEN.
Yeah.
He said, look, if you don't like the Brownlow, that's fine. If you rate the Coaches Award higher, that's fine. You rate the Players Award, that's fine. But Brownlow's done by the umpires. We have the same conversation every year. Let's keep it moving.
I have a question, though. In saying that, I don't necessarily disagree with that statement. Yeah, I don't. You
can rate the coaches' votes higher, and that's fair enough.
I understand. Yeah, but he's removing the fact that we have an issue with what's happening in the Brownlow, and he's just making it. Hey, if you rate the All Australian Awards better,
no one's gonna be happy. No one's gonna be happy.
I agree, but what I'm saying is, how does the whole country agree that Nasai should get 3 Brownlow votes for that game?
Yeah,
but the umpires go, we don't think that.
There's so many games you look at it, and I know you got some stats here. Darcy Cameron, no votes for 19 disposals, 2 goals, 6 clearances against the Saints. And then Cherry.
Mind you, all of these, the ones that I've written down here, the players that didn't get votes for these games got 10 coaches awards.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
That's the reason why I wrote these down.
Know,
So Trishan Cherry, for all 3 of those games that he didn't get votes for, he didn't get Brownlow votes for, he got 10 out of 10 in the coaches award. So what are the coaches? Everybody's seeing that the umpires will see. You know what I'm saying?
Ruckman don't get Brownlow votes.
Nick Dacos had a 43 disposal, 1 goal game. He got 2 votes for that game.
My argument,
you know what I'm saying?
When you look at Matt Rowell was a worthy winner. So in the context of the season, but it's not a surprise that Matt Rowell won.
If you look at this 15, 16, 17 disposal games he's had.
There's games he shouldn't have got votes for.
If he didn't get 3 votes for those games, do you think he would have won?
I think he would have won because if we go by that logic, other players that didn't get votes for games shouldn't have got votes. So
I'm not saying him specifically.
It would have worked out regardless.
Don't get me wrong. He's a more than worthy winner. He deserves it. He had a great season. I'm not saying him. I'm just pointing out that because the first thing people were pointing out once those votes were handed out was this guy had 15 disposals. How do you get 3 Brownlow votes? You get what I'm saying?
It was like in 2010 and 2011. Chad won it. Swan won it.
I agree.
I don't think we're going to look back and say Matt Rowell didn't.
He deserved it.
We'll look at it and say, there's games he didn't poll and games he should have polled, he didn't poll as well.
I'm not even worried about him and his performance. I'm
worried about the umpires and the decision
and the way that they made these decisions.
You know, I didn't know this, but they don't get access to the stats.
I think I've heard this before, but I forgot about it. Bernard, I recently heard this as well. Do you think they should get... Well, let's bring up the question. Do you think they should get access to the stats?
Yeah. Why not?
Well, if you're going to make a decision based on
what you think
you saw, why don't you actually get the facts as well?
Give him the stats, yeah. No, I have no problem with that.
AFL?
Give him access to champion data.
Whatever you guys need to do.
Yeah. I have no problem with that because... They're going to make better decisions.
I think they're going to have better results.
They'd be more informed. So, give them the stats. I don't think that's going to change things.
But some of those votes that Matt Rowell got for 15, 16, 17 disposal games, 3 votes, crazy.
Very questionable.
There's one game and one player who we all actually thought was going to actually perform well. Well, not perform well, but end up in a pretty good place was Noah Anderson.
Yeah.
Who did end up coming, I think, top 5, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. But there was a particular game he played in round 10 against Hawthorn. He had 35 disposals. I wrote this down.
I saw this.
It kicked the goal, 12 clearances, 10 inside 50s, 85% disposal efficiency.
How many votes?
Guess how many votes?
How many votes? Donuts!
How many votes he got for that game? Absolutely none.
Umpires, you're not helping me. I'm trying to defend you here, but come on, what was that?
I think Matt Rowell got the 3 votes for that game, which he had a good game too. But I'm not even worried about the 3 votes. He didn't get no votes.
Yeah,
not one, not none. No votes.
And
on that Nasai game, I think he should have gone 3 votes just for the fourth quarter.
6 votes.
Just for that fourth quarter, he should have gone 3 votes. But he got 2 for the whole game.
Hey, I got one question to ask you then. Is a player who plays 1 quarter, a great quarter, better... Does he have a better game than a player who's played 4 good quarters?
Does he single-handedly win the game in that quarter that he plays?
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yes,
whether it's in the second or the fourth. Second or the fourth quarter.
They base the votes that they give on who had the most influence or the most influential player of the game, right? If you influence the end result of the game.
We don't know what the umpires do it on, but
no, that's generally what they talk about when they say the most influential.
And that's how we should be, in my opinion.
What are they looking at?
And look, on that, my theory is the difference between good players and great players is great players win games for their team consistently in big moments. That's why I rate Dusty so highly. That's why I rate... never mind. We're not going there. I don't know where you're going.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Big players, big games, big results consistently. I agree. But yeah, Matt Rowell, 2025 Brownlow medalist.
Yeah, very happy for
Funnily
him.
enough, Nick Dacos was the favourite again.
Yeah.
He didn't win it.
Speaking of Nick Dacos, I want to pose this question. Is he going to turn... He's going to be like Marcus Bontempelli. He may never win one. Second twice, third once.
Second 3 times now.
Second 3 times, yeah.
23, 24 and 25
Yeah. No, I think it was third once. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe in 22.
Yeah. So
I know for a fact he's been
3.
three.
Do you think he may go down not winning one? It's harsh because he's so young and he has so much talent.
Well, I'd say the same thing about Matt Rowell, who's a year or two older than him.
Yeah.
I'd say he's 23 now and he's won one. I don't think he'll not win one again. I think Matt Rowell will probably win another one sometime in his career. He'll probably do a Nat 5, win one 4 or 5 years apart. Chris Judd win one 5, 6 years apart.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So plenty of opportunities for
Nick.
But
I'd say he'd win one some point.
He has to.
I think he'd win one, definitely. I don't know if he'd win multiple. That's what I'll put it as. He's
such a good player. He deserves to win a Brownlow. But plenty of players that deserve to win a Brownlow don't
Marcus
win one.
Bontempelli is a perfect example of that.
He's still polled well despite missing. I reckon if he played those 5 games,
he probably would have come higher than that. You know who else polled? Which you said this to me off camera, and I laughed about it when I saw it last night because some of the votes they gave him was atrocious again. Patrick Cripps.
Yeah, I told you, Crippo polls. The umpires.
I think almost 20 votes.
Yeah, umpires love Crippo.
And some of the games that he got votes for, I said, what the hell is he getting a vote for this? You're right.
As a car man, he was non-existent all year. Like he was ordinary,
and he got 20 damn votes.
I knew it. It was just Crippers. Yeah, some players umpires like. So
very, very interesting. Moving on from the Brownlow. Congrats to Matt Rowell, by the way.
Worthy winner. We both agree.
Very much a worthy winner, and very unfortunate for the guys that didn't win it.
And on Matt Rowell, I know we want to move it on. But he probably in his first season or his second season was it first 3 games he polled like 9 votes and then did his shoulder. No, in his first season, did his shoulder or something and then was ruled out for the rest of the season. He started his career on fire, so I'm very glad he won one.
On that note as well, he started this season on fire.
Yes.
Only player or the first player to poll perfect 3 in the first 5 games
yes,
of the season.
First,
something like that.
Yeah, so I did really well.
Very much a congratulations to Matt Rowell for his season. He made the All-Australian team. So he actually had a great season. We're not taking anything away.
On the bench, by the way.
Yeah, which I...
Nick Dacos too, first and second on the bench in the All-Australian team.
Who was third in the Brownlow? I don't even remember. Bailey Smith? He was probably on the field.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, that was the Brownlow. Crazy night. Crazy results as usual. The umpires give us a whole lot of shit to talk about every year. And it's progressively getting worse.
It is.
What's
it's
his name?
Created us plenty of content. The umpires. So
the game is gone. The Brownlow is gone. The 3 votes are gone. Big grand final this week.
Yes, the grand final the last Saturday in September, as I mentioned.
You know what? I'm having a bittersweet moment this week. Or a bittersweet moment the whole week.
Why is that?
Well, because the footy season's coming to an end. And the grand final's happening. And I think we mentioned this last week, but this week it's actually for real. There's 1 game left.
Yeah, it is.
And that's the end of it.
That's it. No, not our podcast, though. We're back next week. We're back the week after. We're going to keep coming back in the off-season.
You know what I'm excited about the grand final?
What?
Snoop Dogg and
he's back. Yes,
sir. Yes. Snoop Dogg is performing.
Man, I just saw some clips on social media. He kicked a snap from the boundary, bro.
Yeah,
he's a good kick, Snoop. Yeah.
But Snoop Dogg's performing.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
You know what? I'd want to go to the grand final just to watch that shit.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Personally,
he's had a lot of commentary saying he shouldn't be there, but man, Snoop Dogg at grand final would be amazing.
Well, I kind of agree. Not because it's just because the audience that he's playing for is just...
We don't know. They're not so...
But we'll leave that at that. Snoop Dogg's performing.
Can't wait.
Yeah, definitely a big fan. Geelong versus Brisbane.
Yes.
At the MCG, 2:30 on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, so We're going to start by talking about a player that has been in the news for the last couple of weeks. He did his calf.
Yes, two-time
Brownlow medalist.
Premiership captain.
Caroline Wilson. Caro, she's come out today. She's always got the inside scoop. She's confirmed he'll play.
But if this
like
guy
he's
had
trained.
no calves,
But it was almost like when he did his calf, they're like, his season's over, and then he's made a miraculous recovery.
Low-key, I also think that they didn't think Brisbane was going to get far. Low-key, after that Geelong game, Brisbane are done for.
So.
I think even if they got past Gold Coast, which they did, I don't think many people gave him a chance last week against Collingwood. So no one actually thought he was going to get anywhere. But I think low-key from news or reports coming out of Brisbane, he's actually just been slowly chipping away at getting himself fit and ready. And it's been almost a month since he did that calf.
And he trained today as well. So.
And he trained today, and I think he needs to train on Thursday again. And if he passes that, he's good to go.
Good to go.
Yeah, I actually don't think it'll be a problem for them. I think he'll come back. I think he'll play. I don't know how much of an influence he'll have on the game itself, but I think he'll definitely help his team.
I mean, they've got the sub as well. And you don't want to rely on it, but I mean,
definitely.
You'll take it Lockie Neal at 80,
no
70,
Jared Berry 70, for them.
80%. Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Just play him. My view is play him.
Yeah.
Half fit Lockie Neal is better than no Lockie Neal.
Interesting facts about these two teams.
Yeah, tell me.
7th grand final for Geelong since 2000.
Wow.
They've won 4 of them.
Wow.
6th grand final for Brisbane since 2000.
Yeah.
They've won 4 of them.
Okay.
And also third grand final in a row for Brisbane.
Yes.
Which they almost replicate.
Yes.
They're almost replicating the early 2000s run they had of making 4 grand finals in a row.
I'm going to pose a question to you. We're going left field here a little bit. The 3 best teams since 2000.
Geelong, Brisbane, Hawthorn.
Hawthorn, yeah.
I mean, Richmond as well, I'd say, but I don't think Richmond have been as dominant. Because Richmond were rubbish for the first 10 years or 15 years.
They just had that 3.
They had that 3-4 years and they've been rubbish since. So I'd say Hawthorn.
Hawthorn, yeah.
Interestingly enough, last week leading into the prelim, they had a stat that said the 4 teams that played in those prelims have made 18 of the last 24 grand finals or something.
Wow.
So, like a couple of days ago, I counted how many of them was. I think there's 3 or 4 grand finals in the last 24 years that Collingwood, Geelong, Brisbane, Hawthorn have not played in.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Wow. It's a shame for everyone else.
It really
is.
is.
A shame
and
for
I can add
everyone
Sydney
else.
to that list, except they just haven't won any.
Yeah.
Well, they've won 1 or 2 since 2000, but they've had a horrible run with the grand finals. But yeah, very interesting. Question I posed to you, and I think we spoke about this a little earlier. Will the Cats' backline be fine without Tom Stewart?
No, they won't be. They'll be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah. So they will be in a bit of trouble.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, he's the conductor. He fills the gaps.
Yep.
And then you got those players like Bailey, Rayner, Loman, even Logan Morris. They all cause chaos.
Yeah,
They're, like you said, dynamic.
Yep.
And you don't have someone that organizes the backline, they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
So you're telling me all the
it could be the
down
difference
there, McGuthrie,
O'Sullivan.
Nah,
they're good lockdown players, good
Henry,
one-on-one players.
Yep.
They know their role.
Yep.
But when you've got players that
But you need a teacher in the classroom. Basically.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I like that. There's players like Cam Rayner, they run up, they push up at stoppage and then turn away and run back. So those
Bailey, Cam
Bailey
Rayner,
does the same.
You're right.
So
the
they
Ashcroft brothers.
Exactly. They often lose their man
their opponent,
and they just go the other way, or whatever it might be. So
yep.
if you don't have someone watching out for that and watching out for those switches,
yep.
They can really hurt you.
Definitely hurt you.
And just on that, again, Hoyne came out with this, so I'm not taking any credit.
Yep.
Brisbane learn a lot from when they lose.
Absolutely.
So when they lose to a team, they learn a lot. And Chris Fagan's a very, very good coach. He will come prepared for Geelong.
3rd grand final in a row.
Yeah, he will come prepared, and he will ensure that they're not going to. What happened in the qualifying final will not happen on grand final day.
I absolutely
That's
agree.
for certain.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And this is the 4th time this year that these two teams are playing each other.
Wow.
Mind you.
What is it, 2-2?
No, it's 2-1 at the moment.
2-1, yeah.
Geelong have beaten them twice here. Once at the Gabba and once here.
And Brisbane
beat them at GMHBA.
Yeah.
And the most important one, which is this weekend, is the grand final. Question for you.
Oh.
Who's stopping Max Holmes, Bailey Smith, Rory Atkins, and Brian Myers?
I don't know. I think it's going to be quite an offensive game for the most part.
Yeah.
I think Geelong's runners in Smith and Holmes will sort of run all day.
Yeah.
And then equally, I can see them, the Ashcroft brothers, having the same problem the other way. So I think it'll be, if anything, it's going to be a stoppage game versus a turnover game. Geelong play that turnover game.
And the run and carry. Yep.
Bounce off half back.
Yep.
Brisbane sort of play stoppage out of the middle.
Uncontested,
yeah, so I can see that happening. Brisbane's midfield will be key to for them winning, and Geelong ensuring their runners get free and be able to run it will be key to winning.
Do we think McCluggage is going to struggle the way he did 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago?
I can see that happen again. They'll shut him down. Same with Rayner. Rayner's built for grand finals, in my opinion.
I forgot about the hate that the Geelong fans have for Rayner after a couple of weeks ago. I think McCluggage needs to stand up.
Yeah, he does.
If they send Oisland Mullen, if I'm not mistaken,
he could be in trouble.
Irishman. Yeah, he could be in big trouble.
Yeah.
Or if he doesn't want to be in trouble, he needs to actually find a way out of that situation.
And that's where I think Lockie Neal will help them. Because there's another player you're either going to tag out.
Lockie Neal played well that last
a
couple weeks ago as well. It didn't change anything for what's his name? For McCluggage.
Yeah.
You know who I low-key think needs to have a big game? Who? He needs to win the Norm Smith, actually.
Ooh.
I can justify him staying in this Brisbane team, and I think you might know who I'm talking about now. Them justifying him staying in this Brisbane team this year, not getting dropped. He needs to win the Norm Smith. Charlie Cameron.
Wow. You're going to say he needs to win the Norm Smith?
I say he needs to play a game as good as being able to win a Norm Smith.
Is that a free pass all year?
Justify, because if I was Chris Fagan, I would have taken this guy to the VFL a long time ago.
Yeah.
Damn it, to Auskick a long time ago.
Yeah, he's had a free
for the
pass
way he's
all
been
year.
playing. But if he's gonna actually repay any of the faith they've showed in him this year for keeping him in the team, he needs to play the game as good. He needs to be in the Norm Smith voting numbers, I'd say.
And speaking of the Norm Smith, some quick fire questions. Who wins? Who kicks the most goals? Norm Smith.
We're finally come to the decision of the last game of the season.
We have.
Can my feelings and emotions
go
into the
response up to you. It's up to you. You can go wherever you like.
Brisbane's winning the game.
Yes.
Charlie Cameron
will win the Norm Smith?
No. He'll kick the most goals.
Okay.
I think he might turn up and kick the most goals. Actually, I lied. Logan's Morris. I don't trust Charlie. Logan Morris will kick the most goals. And the Norm Smith medal, I'd say the Norm Smith medal would go to, if Brisbane win, Norm Smith medal will go to either Zach Bailey, not Bailey Smith, Zach Bailey, or one of the Ashcroft brothers. I'd say
Will Ashcroft.
I don't know if he's
second Norm Smith.
In his third or fourth year. That's crazy.
He's a big game player though.
Or it would go to like a Cam Rayner might turn up. I don't know. But my pick would be between one of those three.
Okay. You got to pick one. Just bang.
Zach Bailey.
Zach Bailey.
Zach.
So you've gone Brisbane, Logan Morris, most goals, and
Zach Bailey.
To Norm Smith.
And yourself?
I think Geelong will win. I'm going for Brisbane. But
you think Geelong's going to win?
But I think Geelong will win.
So we're tipping Geelong?
I'm tipping Geelong.
Okay.
Bailey Smith is going to win the Norm Smith. And most goals is probably going to be Jeremy Cameron.
Yeah.
So
if I tipped Geelong, I would have said the same thing in terms of.
I'm going for Brisbane.
Yeah, we're all the whole Australia. It's Australia versus Geelong. That mantle has been taken away from Collingwood.
It has.
But big grand final coming up. So that's what our thoughts and our kind of run through with the grand final, isn't it, Bill?
It is.
It's time to wrap up.
It is. We'll see you back next week.
Can you
final
believe it? We've actually made it to the grand final.
I can't believe it.
Doing this shit.
We've got a special, I know. We've done it, was it 17 weeks now? Yeah.
Wow, 17 weeks.
And we've got a special guest coming on next week as well. So
we absolutely do.
We won't share who it is yet. So just tune in, surprise.
Big special guest.
So if you definitely watch next week as well, because there's a big guest coming on.
Absolutely. Like we mentioned earlier in the episode that I forgot about and you reminded me. We will be out and about at the grand final celebrations and the festivities on Friday eve before the grand final. We'll be out in the precinct around the MCG, around Melbourne Park, around Richmond, wherever all activities are happening. We'll have a camera. We'll be wearing our...
We've got some merch.
We've got some merch that we're going to be wearing.
Yeah. Might give away a couple as well.
Absolutely. We'll do a couple of interviews.
Absolutely.
A couple of questions. We'll actually be giving out
plenty
prizes.
Of quizzes.
Actually, now
plenty of quizzes as well. So
we forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
So a lot of quizzes.
Come say hello.
Don't be shy.
Yeah.
Come say what's up. Jump into the camera. Well, not literally into the camera, but like, jump into the recordings.
A little group of us as well.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Look forward to it.
And we will see you all next week. Take care, guys.
Ciao.